What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good and staying safe during this mental time. So the other day I was picking up a few essentials from Lidl's and I spotted this at the corner of my eye. Now it wasn't much, it was only a teeny tiny little stand, but Lidl have makeup. So I've tried out Aldi makeup in the past and I've got to say a lot of it was so great. And I mean like Aldi and Lidl, they're like, I feel like they're on the same kind of wavelength. And so I saw their range of products and I picked up almost everything. They didn't have like a full face. I don't know if they do. I don't know if it's like I don't know if my store only had a few bits. I'm not 100% sure because I have seen that the CIEN brand does have like foundation and concealers. But yeah, in my local store, they had these bits here. They also had nail polish and then a lip gloss, which I mean, we all know I'm not going to touch that. But yeah, I picked up a concealer stick, a bronzing powder, a lip crayon thing. It's called the Color Lip Butter Silky Balm and Gloss. Didn't read that bit. I also have a Kohl in the shade brown. Thought I could maybe use this for maybe my lips, maybe my brows, maybe like everything. And then I also have the Volume Mascara Extreme Lashes Mascara. So obviously not a full face by any means, but still, I wanted to give these products a go and I had a few requests from you guys asking for me to try it out. So I thought, let's do it. I mean, let's face it, it's not like I'm going to be out and about doing much makeup shopping. So when I saw this in Lidl, when I was doing my weekly shop, I was like, okay, I'm taking that now. So yeah, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on Lidl makeup, if you want to see how it all performs, please stay tuned. And in a minute, you're going to see me with a whole lot of foundation on my face, looking very, very beige. All right, so I'm all beiged out. Some people are iced out. I'm beiged out. So first of all, I'm going to go in with this concealer. Now, I did try and leave as much of my under eyes like completely bare as I could. So this is the CIEN Cover Stick. I got it in the shade medium 2. I feel like there were maybe 3 or 4 different colors. So the shade range definitely sucks. But yeah, I went for medium. They didn't have any testers or anything like that. So I just thought medium should work. Light will probably be too light. Medium should be all right. So let's have a look. So it's one of those lovely lipstick concealers that I don't usually normally like, I don't normally like, but I'm willing to give it a try. So yeah, that color looks fine to me. So let's see. I'm gonna see how like creamy it is once it's warmed up because I'm really scared about this. Okay, it's not that creamy, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. So how am I gonna do this? Let me try and apply it under my eyes like this first. I'm just gonna slather that all under my eyeballs. Okay, so that's not blended out yet, but the coverage looks okay. I mean, it's covering me up. I'm going to tap it in with my finger. I applied my foundation with a brush today, but I feel like this might also work with a sponge. But the question is, can I be bothered to actually get up and wet it? That's the real question. If I can do it without, then perfect. So I'm just going to tap all of that out. And it actually looks okay. I mean, it's not looking amazing on the inner corner, but it doesn't look bad. It really doesn't look that bad at all, to be honest. I don't know how it was set down, but if I just kind of left it like that, I feel like that looks all right. Okay, let's try this eye now. I've just never really understood why concealers in a lipstick shape were a thing. I just never really understood it. I'm like, okay, if you want to do it like a lip balm shape, like a kind of rounded sort of situation, that makes a bit more sense to me. But I never understood it with the whole lipstick shape. It's literally like the brand just went, I mean, we've already made a lipstick, so may as well use the molds for a concealer as well. Do you reckon that's what it is? Ooh, conspiracy. So I'm going to go up around my brows as well. And I've got a dry sponge here. I know it won't necessarily work the same, but let's see how that kind of blends it out. That's doing absolutely fine. And the coverage is actually good. I'm a little bit curious about how it's going to set down because, I don't know, because it is quite a dry formula. I'm feeling like it might look a bit cakey under my eyes, but maybe if I don't powder it down too much, it might kind of stay looking a little bit radiant. But I don't know, I feel like I maybe don't powder it down too much. It might be okay. Let me add a bit more coverage on the inner corner there. I'm really going to like, that'll do. I mean, it's not nice to apply, but it's... And then, yeah, I'm just going to tap that in with my finger. I honestly don't feel like that looks too bad, to be honest. Let me just, like, go around my nose a little bit, whatever's left on my finger. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Like, really not bad. I hate the way it applies because it is, like, in this kind of form. I would much prefer it if it was just in a pot and I could maybe just, like, use my finger or something to apply it. So I don't like the actual application process. But how it looks, so far it's actually decent. So I'm just going to quickly... just make sure that's all blended in around my eyes there with my foundation. Okay, so now I've got the Kohl Kajal. Now, before I actually use it on my brows, I'm just going to see how, like, creamy it is. Okay, that is very warm. So I might have to give that a miss on my brows. Like my brows are already kind of full anyway. So yeah, I'll give it a miss on my brows, but I might use it for a few fake freckles in a minute. All right, so now let's go ahead and powder this down. I'm really curious to see how the concealer works. Come on. That could be a whole lot worse. That really could be a whole lot worse. I mean, if the only place you can go is your local supermarket or like Lidl or something, then yeah, this concealer's absolutely fine. It's giving me enough coverage. It's kind of, yeah, I've got no real complaints about this. I mean, I'll have to see how it wears like by the end of the video. But I mean, so far that's looking not too shabby. So yeah, I'm actually quite impressed by that. Okay, so now we'll move on to the product that I'm probably the most excited about, which is the bronzing powder. So there's only one shade that I had in my local Lidl. Let me know if it's any different for you guys. But yeah, this one, it says in the shade Dark Matte, number 2. So I'm guessing there is like a lighter matte. Yeah, the color looks like this. Looks like a decent color. If I maybe sit here and compare it to my chocolate bronzer, which I use all the time, it's maybe a little bit more like a slightly bit darker and a bit more olivey, but it's actually not far off. Like obviously I know you can't really see too much because I have fully hit pan with this. But if I compare like the side of that and that color there, that's not too different. Okay, let's give it a swatch. Seems pretty pigmented to me. So first of all, I'm gonna start off with a little contouring brush. So there's not too much kickback, and let's see what we can do. Right, let's go, lads. Need a closer inspection. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. Right, let's take a bit more. I do have a spot on this side, which I think is throwing me off a little bit because it does kind of look like it's looking a little bit textured. So let's try the other side. So just so you guys know, I ain't cheating with my Too Faced chocolate bronzer. I am taking it from this one. I'm just using this mirror. I don't know why, because I do have like 12 other mirrors here, but yeah, I'm just gonna wiggle that into my cheeks here and then wiggle that upwards. I think that looks pretty good. That's a nice color. It's definitely one of those colors you can use as like, obviously if you're my skin tone, you can use as like a contour and a bronzer. So I'm gonna concentrate some of that on like my forehead and stuff. And then I think I'll just take a larger fluffy brush and just to add a bit more color on the tops of my cheeks, I'm going to use some of that as well. Such a good color, you know, like normally a lot of really, really cheap bronzers, they can get very, very orangey very easily, which like I'm partial to an orange bronzer. I love an orange bronzer. Like if we compare it to, here I've got my Urban Decay Beached bronzer. You can see this one is a lot warmer and a lot more kind of orangey, but I love it. Yeah, this is like a really nice kind of neutral bronzer. This is nice, man. It's blending out nicely. It doesn't look powdery or anything like that. This is really good. Yes, this is a good one. Okay, big fan of that. In fact, I'm actually going to use it on my eyeballs as well. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. You guys know I always use my chocolate bronzer anyway on my eyeballs. So yeah, I'm going to buff that in my crease and see how that looks. Buff that on my crease, buff it on my lids. Buff it anywhere I can, to be honest. So I'm just going to blend that around my crease like so. And then maybe swipe a little bit on my lid as well. And then I'll just take some on the edge of that brush and run that underneath. Oh, this is good. Okay, there was a decent amount of kickback when, I don't know if you guys can see that there, but when I did use my eyeshadow brush. But I ain't bloody complaining. It looks good on my face. It looks good on my eyes. It's cheap and I can get it while I'm doing my weekly shop. AKA while I'm buying loads of wine and chocolate to help me get through this quarantine. Yeah, that's actually sick. Highly recommend that. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with that eyeliner pencil. So like I said, I did originally get this thinking I could maybe use it as like a lip liner or for my brows or at worst, a couple of faux freckles. So I'm going to do that. Ooh, let's change up my mirror now. So where I've got that spot here, I am going to just dot that on there. Give it a little twist. Just so it looks like a little summon. I mean, yeah, that'll do. And now let's try and do some fake freckles. And then just tap that in. Let's use my little dry sponge again. I mean, obviously I can't really knock it too much if I don't like it for my freckles, because let's face it, that's not really what it's supposed to be for. But weirder things have been done on this channel. Let me just blot that down with my brush, actually. That's probably a better shout. It's okay. It's just, I don't know. It ain't as good as Freck, let's just say that. I mean, should I try it in my brows? Let me just see. Maybe just a couple of little stripes. Okay, no, it kind of looks purple in my brows, so we're not going to do that. I mean, you can look at it here and you can see it is pretty creamy, pretty opaque. Maybe I'll leave that on my hand for a second and we'll see like how it wears in a minute, see if it is smudge proof or whatever. But hey, I mean, it came in handy for my little fake beauty mark thing there and a couple of fake freckles, so that's not too bad. I mean, again, it's super cheap, so can't really go wrong with a cheap eyeliner. Let me just see how it smudges while it's wet. Okay, so it smudges a lot. But also, that kind of might be what you're after. If you want like a super smoky eye look. I might add some to my eyes in a minute. I'm just not sure yet.
Stop screaming now. Why are you screaming? What? Why are you screaming?
Come on, Michael. All right, guys, so just went ahead and filled in my brows off camera, so now I'm going to move on to the Extreme Lashes Mascara. Ooh, so let's see what kind of wand this has. Okay, it's a pretty standard wand. Looks decent. This is one of the products, again, that I am most curious for because mascaras can be expensive. So if this is good, then I'm going to be a happy bunny. So I'm going to pop that on my lashes. So obviously I do have... Okay, it's pretty black. It's quite a thin consistency, I can tell in how it's like applying. Like it's not making my lashes overly thick or anything. It is just coating them, but that's fine. It's not making them much longer. It is coating them all, but it's like, it's not really doing anything too crazy, but it is definitely making them black and it is, like I said, coating them. Maybe if I apply like a second layer in a second, it'll make them look a little bit thicker. Let's do my lower lashes because I often feel like that's where you can properly see a mascara and what it does. Yeah, that's all right. It's not like, God damn, look at your lashes, bitch. But it's like, okay, you wear a mascara, doesn't look bad, looks all right. Let's now go in with a bit more and make my top lashes look a little bit more chunky if we can. Ooh, there we go. Okay, second layer is add a little bit of something. And we'll do a bit more on the lower lash line. If this doesn't transfer, it's a good in. I mean, it's probably not going to become like your new favorite must-have mascara. But at the end of the day, it's a good mascara and it's cheap and it makes your lashes black and it coats them. So it's like, what more can you kind of want from a mascara that you get from Lidl? It's all right. In fact, you know what? I'm being too tight on it. It's a good mascara. There's nothing bad about it. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, as long as that doesn't transfer onto my lower lash line, that's pretty good. All right, so last but not least, we'll move on to this guy here. So this is the Colour Lip Butter Silky Balm and Gloss in the shade Sweet Raspberry. Let's have a little swatch. Okay, it's very kind of... It is actually very, very glossy, but I'll give it a go. I'll probably end up putting that the eyeliner on as lip liner in a minute to have like more of a Steph kind of look. But let's give this a go. Okay. Very, very creamy and smells like... What does that smell like? I have no idea, but it's very familiar. Oh, that's actually really pretty. Looks like it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, which I'm not loving, but also... That's just down to personal preference. This is actually okay. In fact, no, again, better than okay. Like, it's pigmented. It's applying nicely. It's not got a horrendous smell. It's quite easy to apply. I mean, if that's your thing, that's actually quite nice as well. Like, super opaque considering it is, like, a balm gloss thingy. But again, like, look. Literally the lightest little swipe. And you can see it is super, super pigmented. It is very, very creamy, so it is very kind of slippy and it's not going to last like the longest on your lips or in the tube. But no, that's actually like, it's not my thing, but it's pretty. I get it. I understand why people would like it. That's absolutely, that's fine. That's good. Huh. Easy enough. And now we're going to try the eye pencil again. So to be honest, this was kind of like what I thought would probably happen, which is why I did pick this up, because I thought if worst comes to worst, if I really hate that lip product, I can just use an eye pencil. So let's do it. I've used eyeliners as lip liners so many times. Like if you find that it's a little bit drying, then just apply a lip balm or something underneath. So far it's applying nicely. And then I'm just going to feather that out onto my lips a little bit like that. It's actually not very drying at all. I thought it might be, but no, it's absolutely fine. Okay, and I'm going to do a little stripe down there, and there, and there, and there, just like that. That's a good colour. Then I'm going to go in with this guy here, my lipstick concealer. Maybe that's why they do it. You know the whole thing where I put concealer on my lips? Maybe they're just way ahead of their time. So I'm just going to... I'm just kind of... wiggle that around, tap a tiny bit more here, and then I'll just wipe that off again, just so, because knowing me, I probably will just go ahead and put that under my eyes again. Wipe all of that off, good as new. sketch a little bit more around my lips to even it up. Hell yes. I'm really into this lip look. I know it's pretty intense and it's kind of like a little bit in your face, but this is definitely a lot more me than the shiny red one. But the shiny red one's still nice. Oh, okay, I know it's not a full face, but if I went up to you and I was like, mate, half my makeup right now is from Lidl, you'd be like, what the hell is this bitch on? I'm really into this. I know it's only like lips, eyeshadow, mascara, concealer, bronzer. It's actually a lot of products. I know I kind of cheated with the lip products and I used products that weren't intended for your lips at all, but still, we got a finished look and I'm really kind of digging it. So yeah, I've got to say overall, Lidl makeup is actually kind of great. Like all things considered, like the bronzer is so good. This I'm going to be using a lot, like a lot. I normally have like 5 or 6 bronzers that I use in rotation and I feel like this is going to be part of that little rotation. I really do. The concealer, I'm probably not going to be touching that often, but it's decent. Like I've got enough coverage under my eyes. You guys know what I'm like when it comes to coverage, especially under my eyes, and I'm happy enough with it. This eyeliner pencil, I imagine it would be absolutely fine for a liner pencil, but I'm loving it for a lip liner. Like I'm really digging it for a lip liner. This color is sick. This lip product here, I mean, it's not my thing, but I fully respect you. Like it's not something that I'm overly hyped about, but if it's your thing, if you like a glossy lip, if you want like a kind of balm lip gloss sort of thing, this is good. And they've got like, I want to say 5 or 6 different shades. And then we have, of course, the mascara, which again, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. So yeah, I'm actually buzzing about all this. I'm planning on filming a video in a minute and I was a little bit worried that like if this went to shit, I was going to be a little bit screwed for the next video, but I'm all set. So guys, let me know what you think of this makeup look in the comment section down below. Let me know if you've tried out Lidl makeup at all. Let me know if there's anything that I missed out and I can always like keep an eye out for it next time I'm doing my weekly shop. If you guys enjoyed this video and if you did find it helpful, and if it did, maybe take your mind off all the craziness that's going on in the world right now, please do give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me because it really does help me out a lot and because I upload all the damn time, as I'm sure you all know by now. But apart from that, that is it from me. I love you guys so much and I will see you in the next one. Bye.